Global Invitation to Content Creators, a 14-minute observance of law and responsible engagement online. Subject: a voluntary global moment of digital responsibility and lawful engagement. Dear content creators, streamers, moderators, educators, and community leaders across all platforms. This is a respectful and open invitation, not a demand, not an affiliation request, and not a requirement of belief, but a proposal for collective responsibility within the shared digital space we all help shape. Across the internet, millions of people now gather daily in live streams, comment sections, forums, and social media communities. These spaces function increasingly like public squares, places where reputations are formed, conflicts unfold, judgments are made, and communities influence real human lives. At the same time, many creators and users have witnessed growing challenges. Harassment and reputational harm, misunderstandings of moderation authority, online trial by public opinion, escalation driven by algorithms rather than accountability, and confusion about how real-world law applies within digital environments. The purpose of this proposal is simple: to create a recurring global moment where we collectively pause to remember the principles of lawful and responsible engagement online. The proposal. According to the established global Sabbath rotation schedule, creators are invited entirely voluntarily to observe a 14-minute period beginning at 2 p.m. local time within the rotating global zone each week. During these 14 minutes, creators are invited not to live stream or publish new live content, if feasible. Instead, creators may simply encourage their audiences to pause briefly and reflect. No restreaming is required. No endorsement of any organization, belief system, or ideology is required. Participation may be silent, private, or acknowledged in any way the creator chooses. The intention is not religious observance, promotion, or platform alignment. The intention is shared civic responsibility in a digital age. What happens during the 14 minutes? A short global broadcast will present a calm reminder of foundational principles of engagement, described as simple maxims for establishing truth and minimizing harm online. No harm. No loss. Establish truth before judgment. Accountability with compassion. Respect for due process. Responsible speech and verification. Recognition of shared humanity behind every account. At Umbrella Grape Solutions, we focus primarily on the international maxims of commerce. We call them the rules of engagement as they cover all manner of commerce, trade, and transactions between parties, and are applicable across all jurisdictions. These are also known as the laws of the sea, and the Internet itself could be described as an ocean with no fixed jurisdiction, making these rules of engagement all the more important for us to learn as a global interactive community, so that we can self-police the arena and make the digital realm a safe place for all of us, particularly our children and the vulnerable. These principles reflect long-standing legal and ethical norms that already exist offline but are often forgotten online. Layman's explanation of the fundamental maxims of commerce. 1. A workman is worthy of his hire. Simple meaning: if someone does work, they deserve to be paid fairly for it. People have the right to benefit from their own labor and control what they earn or own. In everyday terms, you shouldn't expect work for free, and you shouldn't withhold someone's wages once the work is done. 2. All are equal under the law. Simple meaning: the law should apply to everyone in the same way. No person or group should receive special treatment above others. In everyday terms, rules are supposed to be the same whether you are powerful, wealthy, or ordinary. 3. In commerce, truth is sovereign. Simple meaning: honesty is the foundation of agreements and trade. Business and legal dealings depend on truthful communication. In everyday terms, contracts and transactions only work properly if people tell the truth about what they are doing. 4. Truth is expressed by means of an affidavit. Simple meaning: a sworn written statement, an affidavit, is treated as a formal declaration that the person believes what they are saying is true. In everyday terms, when you officially swear something in writing, you are taking responsibility for its accuracy. 5. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. Simple meaning: if someone makes a formal sworn claim and nobody challenges or disputes it, it may be accepted as true within a dispute process. In everyday terms, if you don't respond to an accusation or claim, it can look like you agree with it. 6. An unrebutted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce. Simple meaning: legal disputes often depend on competing claims. If one side's statements are not answered or challenged, decisions may be made based on what remains uncontested. In everyday terms, courts decide based on the arguments and evidence presented. Silence or lack of response can work against you. 7. A matter must be expressed to be resolved. Simple meaning: problems cannot be fixed unless they are clearly stated. Rights or complaints must be raised openly. In everyday terms, if you don't speak up about an issue, others may assume there is no problem. 8. He who leaves the field of battle first loses by default. Simple meaning: failing to participate or abandoning a dispute can result in losing automatically. In everyday terms, ignoring legal or formal proceedings can lead to decisions being made without your side being heard. 9. Sacrifice is the measure of credibility. Simple meaning: a person's claim is taken more seriously when they accept responsibility or risk consequences if they are wrong. In everyday terms, people are seen as more believable when they are willing to stand behind their statements and face accountability. 10. A lien or claim can be satisfied only through rebuttal, judgment, or payment. Simple meaning: a dispute or claim is usually resolved in one of three ways: by formally disputing it, by having a court or jury decide, or by settling or paying the claim. In everyday terms, you can challenge a claim, let a judge decide, or resolve it by agreement or payment, but ignoring it usually doesn't make it disappear. Participation requires nothing but acknowledgement. Participants do not need to agree with every idea presented in the Umbrella Grape Solutions Constitution, or the policies proposed by UG3 Charge Panacea projects. Nobody is required to become a member of UGS Common Law Church, although of course we encourage everybody on and offline to see who we are and what we are about. Everybody is welcome, and the only rules are no harm, no loss, no injury. The protocols and rules we follow are founded in universal law, where each and every human being is considered equal and valuable, and deserves the exact same level of attention, care, and respect. All sentient beings are to be treated fairly and never exploited in any way. The goal of the 14-minute assembly is simply to pause together and remember that law, responsibility, and human dignity still apply in digital spaces. Why this matters? Research and lived experience both show that acknowledgement and shared norms strengthen communities. When people feel seen within clear boundaries of fairness and accountability, cooperation increases and harmful escalation decreases. The Internet has given humanity unprecedented freedom of expression. With that freedom comes a shared responsibility to ensure our spaces remain safe, lawful, and constructive. A brief, predictable global pause creates a moment of collective reflection, a reminder of common standards, a reset point that reduces conflict escalation, and a visible culture of accountability led by creators themselves. This is not regulation imposed from above. It is self-regulation through collective example. Participation principles. Voluntary participation only. No affiliation required. No monetization expectation. No ideological alignment required. No obligation to promote or discuss the initiative beyond a simple acknowledgement if desired. Creators may participate quietly, publicly, or not at all. All choices are respected. The spirit of the invitation. This proposal recognizes creators as leaders of modern public discourse. Each community you steward contributes to the wider digital environment shared by everyone. A synchronized 14-minute observance is a small action with potentially large cultural impact, a reminder that behind every screen are real people, real consequences, and shared laws that protect us all. Closing. You are warmly invited to participate in whatever way feels appropriate for you and your audience. Even a single sentence such as, "Let's take a few minutes today to remember respectful and lawful engagement online," is enough. The goal is not uniformity, it is awareness. Thank you for the communities you build, the conversations you host, and the responsibility you carry in shaping the global, digital public square. With respect, Kaylee Ainov, founder of Umbrella Grape Solutions and the Global Assembly Initiative. Contact by text 00447733096671. Email umbrellagratesolutions@protionmail.com. Calls and video call may be arranged in advance.